Hello, this is Lori Jacobs from Jacobs Homestead and also a student of American College of Healthcare Sciences. And today I'm here, excuse me, today I'm here to speak to you about Bladderwrack. Bladderwrack, if some of you are not familiar, is what's known as seaweed. And it has many beneficial constituents, and I think you'll be a little excited to hear some of the things that they're... Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit of this. So, Bladderwrack, otherwise known to most people as seaweed, is amazing for people with thyroid disorders. And the reason is because bladderwrack or seaweed is very high in iodine. And many people, because they're trying to not use as much salt, they're actually not getting enough iodine, and there's such a large amount of people that are having trouble with their thyroids, either hyper or hypo, and you have to have balance. So if I recommend if you're going to use salt, you should use iodized sea salt. If not, they have actually it's seaweed crystals you can use, and you can get your iodine that way, and it has a salty flavor. It's really good. If you use the herb just in a tea, it'll taste kind of fishy. But if you just sprinkle it or chew on it a little bit or sprinkle it into like on food or something, it's really good. It tastes just like salt. If you were going to use it for cooking, I would more so recommend it in like fishy like fish chowders and things like that, different types of recipes with fish. But I'm going to let you know, I'm going to give you some information here. It says it's been used for thyroid disorders, iodine deficiency, obesity, arthritis, and rheumatism. Okay. In folk medicine, it says Bladderwrack was used for arteriosclerosis, digestive disorders, blood cleansing, constipation, bronchitis, emphysema, genitourinary disorders, decreased resistance to disease, anxiety, skin disease, burns, and insect bites. So that's what they used it in folk medicine for. Bladderwrack is attributed with fat removing or anti-obesity, anti-hypothyroidism, and anti-rheumatic properties. The parts used is the whole plant, which is called the thallus, and the therapeutic actions of the Bladderwrack is it's anti-aging. That sounds good, girls. Well, even the men, they probably would like that. It's anti-cancer. It's anticoagulant. It's antioxidant. It has an immunomodulatory and urinary tract tonic. It is also antifungal. So it's a great all-around herb to use, and you can buy it as an herb and use it. I don't really recommend it for a tea because unless you like fishy stuff taste. But I think it would be great with cooking or in a tincture, things like that. But if you get it in a salt shaker, like not a salt shaker, but like as an herb and shake it, you can buy seaweed crystals and stuff like that for your, but it's really good for you. Of course, if you're too skinny and your thyroid is too, the hyperthyroidism, you have to check with your doctor anyways. But this is what it was used for in the past, and it's supposed to help you lose weight because if you're overweight because of your thyroid is sluggish, it's because you're lacking in iodine. And some other things. It says, okay, the contraindications, which means some of the warnings, it says simultaneous use of Bladderwrack with herbs that may affect platelet aggregation could increase risk of bleeding in some people. These herbs include angelica, clove, fenugreek, feverfew, garlic, ginger, ginkgo, panax ginseng, poplar, red clover, and turmeric. So they don't recommend you use it with that if you're having trouble with, it can cause heavier bleeding if you have issues with that. But I think that's why it's so good for arteriosclerosis, because it helps keep the blood thinned out a little bit, and it's just really good for you. Of course, with anything, you always check with your doctor, your primary doctor. It says, due to the potentially high concentrations of heavy metal contamination, Bladderwrack is not recommended for use during pregnancy or while breastfeeding. So they don't really recommend it for, of course, most herbs they don't really recommend. But of course, I know people that eat sushi and have seaweed, and that's pretty much similar to the same stuff. But it's really good for you. So get yourself some of that Bladderwrack if you want, and get feeling healthy. And like I said, this information is not approved by the FDA. Holistic is different than, you know, the regular medication and stuff like that. And so we're not trying to say it will heal or cure anything. This is just the information and of the constituents and the folk information, what they used for in the past. So thank you. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and have a blessed day.